Hello, my beautiful Linus friends. Long time no see. This is Jennifer here on behalf of the Linus Connection. I have a little tutorial for you guys. Many of you already take beautiful pictures of your quilts and your blankets, but if you don't feel so great about your photo taking skills for our upcoming challenge, which is obviously going to be virtual this year, I'm just going to give you some hints and tips to take the best picture that you can take of your Linus quilt or blanket for our 2020 challenge. When you're taking a picture of your quilt or your blanket, there are three really important things to consider. One is lighting, one is the angle of your photo, and the other is the distance you are away from your picture. So when I photograph my own quilts, I come outside and I use natural lighting whenever possible. This beautiful quilt, which is our example quilt today, was made by Jean and donated to the Linus Connection. It is not a challenge quilt. This is just my example for today. I thought it was beautiful and make a great backdrop and a great example. Before you take your photo, you're gonna wanna make sure you have your index card with your number on the front of your blanket or your quilt. You're gonna get your quilt or blanket in a place you can pin it up. You can have someone hold it up for you. Whatever works for you, just you want it the most rectangular you can make it. I just have this pinned to the fence with a couple of push pins. I push them right in the corners underneath the binding so that when it's washed, those holes just disappear. You can also use sewing machine needles that you're done with. Those are very easy to stick into either the wood or the wall in your house if you feel comfortable doing that. So the next thing you're going to want to consider is how you're going to take this picture. You can use a camera, you can use your smartphone. Either one works fine. We just need a digital photo so that we can share it on our website. I will ask that when you take your picture, please do not shrink it. Send the size that your camera or your phone takes. That's the picture you're going to send to OC. Smaller pictures are harder to see on the website, and if people try to enlarge them, they're going to be grainy and not look as nice. So when you're taking your picture, angle is very important. You want to hold your camera or your phone or whatever as straight up and down as you possibly can so that that quilt or that blanket looks like a rectangle. If you tip it this way or you tip it that way, it's going to look like a keystone and not like a rectangle. And while I can Photoshop that a little bit, it's never going to look as good as if the photo was taken correctly. So you want your camera straight up and down. And I will take a picture so I can show you. So here's our picture. As you can see, there's a lot going on the edges. You can do two things. You can either crop this photo using your photo editor in your phone or on your computer, but what I would recommend is you get closer to your quilt. You're going to get a more beautiful picture if you're closer to your quilt than if you take a picture and then have to crop it. This photo is close up. I filled the frame with the quilt so that you can see it really well, and when we put it on the website, it's going to show up great. It's going to be a beautiful picture. It'll look exactly the way we want it to look, and it'll be the best representation of your challenge quilt or blanket. Now, if you're a knitter or crocheter, you know that pinning a blanket to the fence is going to stretch it out and distort it, and if you would like to do a slightly different thing with your crocheted blanket, one option is to put it on the floor and hold your camera or your phone as flat as possible. If you can hold it up enough to get the whole blanket in the frame, that is an option. Please don't climb on anything or put yourself in any kind of danger to take these photos. Putting it on the floor will keep it from being distorted, and then you can get a really nice picture of your knit or your crochet blanket. So that's really it. You want good lighting, you want a good angle, meaning you want to hold your phone or your camera as up and down as possible, and you want to fill the frame with your beautiful work. Once you've taken this picture of your quilt or your blanket with your number on it, please make sure that your sew on tag and your poem are on the back of your challenge entry, just like you do on any other Linus blanket. I will put links for you to the page on our website that shows you exactly where everything goes, and you want to put those on the back, your index card on the front. Once you take this picture, you email it to OC. Make sure you go ahead and include what your number, your entry number is in your email, just so that we are absolutely sure we have the right number for you guys. You don't sign these in. So if you're doing a drop-off, if you're taking these to one of our drop-off locations, sign in all of your other donations, but not your challenge quilts. When you email OC to tell her that it's done and that you're turning it in, that's your sign-in. She will put it on a sheet and they will be signed in October, because that's when they will be distributed to our facilities that we donate our blankets to. If any of you guys have questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comments. I think that is all. I miss you guys so much. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't already, consider joining our Facebook group. There are a lot of volunteers there. You can share your pictures, you can ask questions, you can look, share patterns you like, just whatever. That's all. You guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you soon. Bye.